What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fitness Realty channel. My name is TJ McLelland and I'm the broker. I'm super excited to share all the things we have planned with you. So sit back, strap in, and let's have some fun. What's up, everybody? We're back for another awesome episode. I've got Sam Jones with me. We're so excited to hear about roofs and everything that he brings to the table. Sam, will you introduce yourself?
100%. Nice to be here, TJ. Yeah, just a little bit about me. Small family. I've got my wife and my kid. He just turned 1 year old, so that's fun and it's exciting. He's just about there to walk, so he's getting a little bit more trouble.
Oh boy!
Yeah, it comes along to the fun. I hail from Sandy, Utah, so not far from here or far from our office there at the roofing center. But
nice.
Grew up. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I've been doing this ever since I served my LDS mission. I came back, did multiple different things, and found that I love roofs because it's just something that everybody needs.
Oh, for sure.
I came from doing pest, and then my father-in-law said, hey, I think there's something better for you out there. So
nice.
He's been in roofing for decades, and he introduced me to this great company. He works for a manufacturer's rep, got me in touch with his actual customer, and I loved it ever since.
Wow. No, that's cool. That's cool. So getting into roofing, that was actually your father-in-law saying, hey, come over here.
Yeah, well, pest was completely 100% door-to-door. And for anybody that's done door-to-door knows that it sucks. Just 100%. And we had a kid coming along the way, and I was like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this, coming out every summer. It just didn't make sense. And he said, hey, go ahead and give this a shot. And I met the owner. His name is Austin Davis, and I mean, hired on the spot. It seemed like a great fit.
Oh, that's way cool.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we hit all of my fat stack of questions, where did you serve your mission at?
Down in Bolivia. So
Bolivia,
essentially the Amazon jungle of Bolivia.
Interesting. Whoa.
Northeastern section of the country, and you saw monkeys that ran in the dirt streets and people who burned their trash and amazing fruit. It was an awesome time.
Yeah. What language do they speak there?
Spanish, but lots of native dialects. So like Guarani, Quechua. If you were to say, like, how are you doing? I think that's what it is. It's Imanaya Kasanki.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of like choppy sounds. It's very hard consonants, I guess.
Huh. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. That's awesome.
They go pretty primitive, but not where I was at.
Gotcha.
Still broken arrows in some areas. So
interesting. Did you see any like crazy big spiders? That's always what I think about when I think about like South America or outside in the jungle or something. I'm just like freaked out by big fat spiders.
Cockroaches were worse.
Oh, really? Oh, gross.
They were big. And they're everywhere, hiding in any corner. So you just, for lack of a better say, you just kind of got used to them. Fair. Just like anything else.
You're living in their environment.
There was one city that just smelled like, and it was actually my favorite city to be in, if you can even call it a city. Mm-hmm. But sewers were literally just right in the gutters.
Oh wow!
So it smelled like poop daily, but you learn to love it. You love the people.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Woo.
Yeah, move on from there.
That's awesome. For everybody that could not see that, for everybody on the podcast, those were 5-inch cockroaches.
Yeah, they can get pretty nasty.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. Okay, well, let's talk about roofs and stuff. Let's talk about a little bit about that. So first off, let's talk about the company as a whole, the roofing center. What makes you guys the best company to work with?
That is a good question. There are honestly lots of good companies out there. I mean, I'm not going to lie when I say that, but really what I think sets us apart is it's second generation family-owned company. It's been going for 40 years.
Nice.
Right. So it's local. So that's something that people like. There are storm chasers that if you get a storm that blows through, you're going to get a company that's here for a second and then leaves and doesn't provide a warranty or any service that happens after the fact.
Gotcha.
Within every service, nobody's perfect.
Yeah, true.
But one thing is we're here, we've been here for a while, and we will continue to be here to take care of the customers.
Nice.
Other things that sets us apart is we're really good at helping homeowners get new roofs through insurance. So if, for example, one of the many storms that blew through in Davis, Salt Lake, Utah County, and the like, it rips things up, it tears off shingles, it even creases shingles and tears them, and that's something that you don't necessarily see.
Gotcha.
So we go there, inspect, and we do 95% of the work, and I've helped dozens of homeowners just pay $500 to $1,000 for a new roof.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, they just have to pay their deductible or something, right? Like the homeowner's policy.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. Something that I really like about that is being local. You guys know the conditions here, and you're very tapped into what happens here. So, which is big. I mean, for a lot of companies out there, when they grow to a certain size, they get too big, and all of a sudden, sometimes it feels like they lose touch. And something that I feel like resonates with what you said is being local has a feel, like that has a vibe, and I really like that vibe.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. We talked about a little bit about the things that you kind of offer, but kind of just give us a laundry list of what you guys offer with all of the roof stuff. Like, because most people are like, oh, well, I can get a new roof, no problem. But is there like repairs or inspections or things that you can do if they're going to buy a house? Like, can you walk us through what that looks like?
Oh, 100%. I've dealt with tons of homeowners that are ready to sell a home, but they can't sell it until they get a new roof.
Oh, okay.
Right. Because it's just, there's sometimes you're able to swing it. The buyer doesn't care, but most of the time the buyer's like, hey, I want a new roof. I don't want to move in and have to move into a project.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, they like to get in and be able to sleep at night without worrying about the roof leaking.
Oh, yeah.
That right there, the inspections we do, we take care of. We can say, okay, yeah, this needs a new roof. If you're selling, for example, or hey, actually, it's in pretty good condition.
Nice.
I mean, you'd be fine for the next, 5 years. And that's something you can realistically tell to your buyer.
Oh, that's cool. So, and that's something like, do you guys do your free inspections or is there pictures along with that? Like what is offered to, let's say it's a seller. Let's say I wanted to sell my house and you're going to go up there and inspect it. Is there pictures involved? Is that a free inspection? What does that look like?
100% free.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, that's the way we like it. It's just because, the real service comes in if we're able to take care of your roof.
Gotcha.
So the inspection is free. I get up there. I do a full scope of the property. For example, I take pictures of each side, and that's mostly anticipating, okay, are we going to end up dealing with insurance? Or what's the current state of the exterior down below? I also got to check below the eaves, what kind of ventilation you guys have. Then I get up, how many layers, everything that goes along with that. And after all of my photos that I take, documenting everything that I have a full video that I bring down on the iPad.
Oh, wow.
I show the homeowner at the time so they can actually see, okay, this is not what he's just telling me. I can actually look and see for myself what is going on up on my roof.
Yeah, that's cool. So for everybody getting ready to sell that's listening, get your roof inspected before you list. I have a question about what you just said with layers. How many layers have you seen before? Like what's the most amount of shingle layers you've ever seen?
Well, this was, that could go up to like 5 layers and it gets thick.
Oh my gosh.
And it's not just shingles. It's like, it's a flatter roof, for example. Uh-huh. They put on a tar and gravel, which is essentially, tar and gravel.
Right.
On the roof. And then next they put more wood on top of that. And then you've got a couple more layers of shingles.
Uh-huh.
And then it's just some Frankenstein, and the wood below is probably bad originally, and that's why they put on another roof.
Gotcha.
Anyway, code is 2 for anybody who's asking.
Code is 2. Awesome.
Code is 2. But 2 layers, if you've got 1 layer, I guess this is a point for any new homeowner or anybody selling. 1 layer is you're going to get the life of the roof for about how much, depending on the shingle, it lasts for. Like if it's 30 years, in Utah, not necessarily it's going to last 30 years because of freeze and thaw and the sun and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Summers, that's going to be maybe more like 20 years. But if you're expecting at least a 20-year roof and you put on another layer, slap that on, you're going to have more like a 10-year roof.
Interesting.
So it's technically code if you just kind of want to get rid of your house and sell it quick.
Gotcha.
But if you want to be in that house or make it a selling point, like, hey, this is a good new roof.
Yeah.
1 solid layer is what you need.
Interesting. Did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just had something pop into my head about the length of time that some shingles are. Do shingles really last 50 years or all that stuff that I hear? I hear like maybe it's marketing tactics or something, but walk us through walk us through that a little bit.
So shingles, asphalt shingles. As far as you're going, they say, okay, this is a 30-year shingle. This is a 40-year shingle. This is a 50-year shingle. I have been on a 50-year shingle roof that was shot in 20 years.
Oh, yikes.
So main reason, installation. So who's putting on your roof or who originally put on the roof, huge factor, right? If that's not well, if your ventilation isn't up to par, which more ventilation doesn't mean good ventilation. Balanced ventilation is best because you need even intake from the bottom, pushing it through the top, essentially. So
I would not have thought about that.
Yeah. So that's key. But honestly, if you're getting, for example, a good 30-year shingle, which most people are going to deal with, it's probably going to last here in Utah about 18 to 25 years.
Okay.
That's being realistic. I've had people say, yeah, but it's a 30-year shingle, but your roof is shot at 20, you're losing all your granules and you've got tons of torn locations on your roof. I wouldn't suggest going another 10 years.
Gotcha.
Now, as far as longevity with shingles, this is one thing that we saw each other at the home show down in Salt Lake. This is what we were presenting. It's called stone-coated steel.
Oh, wow.
So this guy has a 50-year warranty that is the only warranty I actually stand by.
Wow.
Besides our own. And it has, we haven't been in business for 70 years, but the product has been business that long, and there's still roofs that last 70 years.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's the roofing is important no matter where you go, but if you never want to have to worry about one again, it's stone-coated steel. Hands down. Tons of different styles, energy efficiency, lower premiums, you name it. It's just the best product.
Wow. Is that cheaper to put on, or is asphalt shingles still the cheapest route?
Asphalt's definitely the cheapest.
Okay,
if you
gotcha.
Just sell your home, do not put stone-coated steel on unless, there's a benefit. The warranty transfers to each and every homeowner that you sell to.
Gotcha.
Asphalt
that's pretty cool.
Right after. And another point from that is it also increases the value of your home and the look. So I guess for sellers, that's one thing. For buyers, and you need a new roof, and this is the last home you will ever have, I definitely take a look.
Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that. I have a weird question that is still something that we can mark on the MLS that is an asbestos shingle. When was the last time that you saw one, if ever? Because we still are able to click it as an option on listing a home. I have never seen one and wouldn't even know what to look for if I saw one anyways.
That's a good question. So to be honest, if I ran into one, I wouldn't have known, but there are organic 3-tab shingles, the one that looks like you layer a ton of bricks on your roof. They're in perfectly rectangular fashion. If you look at that, those kind of crumble up and deteriorate and they start to curl, and it's pretty gross looking by the time everybody knows that you need a new roof.
Right.
It's essentially falling apart. Asbestos, I totally could have ran into one, and I pray I didn't touch it or breathe it in.
Right.
But couldn't say for sure 100%.
Gotcha. That's something I may run that down just to see, because it's like an option still on the MLS, and I'm always like, when would somebody see that? Was that in the 70s or I don't know?
It was probably well before the 70s.
Yeah.
And whatever it was, thank goodness it's not in make.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Okay. Up next for our questions is how big is your team or the roofing center's team?
So the roofing center, we have our main office, and that governs our branches that we have up in Montana and also out in Colorado.
Oh, nice.
Here in Salt Lake. So our team specifically, we have our office manager, we have our project manager, we have our field manager in each location, and then we have, of course, our crews. So that's something that's really important for people is, are you just hiring them from the Home Depot, or are these the crews that are on every single one of your jobs?
Gotcha.
These are the same guys that we're working with, every single one.
Oh, that's awesome. How many crews are just in the Utah area that are, I guess, the installers?
I think we have about up to 10.
Gotcha.
Just that we have on various different jobs. If it's big enough, we're definitely throwing 2 or 3 on the same one so we can knock it out within a day to 2. Stone coated steel, they're 2 guys. They're the best installers that I know in the industry.
Oh, nice.
They far by none. I mean, the job will take longer, but they're just stellar. It's a Craftsman product, so they're very particular in how they put it on the roof.
Interesting. Oh, that's cool. All right. What areas can you service in Utah specifically?
In Utah, so we can go up all the way up to essentially Bear Lake.
Oh, okay, cool.
As needed. Mm-hmm. And then we could go down as far as, I guess, Cedar City, as long as, it's compensated for. Gotcha. But our realistic service is we usually go out as far west as essentially as you can get up in Davis County.
Gotcha.
They're building out far that way. You're stopped by the Ochre Mountains. We take care of Tooele as well.
Cool.
We could go out to Park City, and we can go around Hinckley or wherever, Heber. Yeah, we take care of Heber as well.
Cool.
And so that was far north, Bear Lake, and we usually are stopping around Spanish Fork, but if there's anything that brings us a little bit further south, we'll definitely do that too.
Nice. So most of the major counties then, that's awesome. All right. Talk about one of the craziest roofs you've ever seen. I don't even know what that would be.
Sadly, this one was mine.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wasn't anybody else's. So it should have been a very simple case that we were taking care of, and we were working with insurance. So we got this nice lady's roof approved. Thankfully, this happened to her, but also thankfully it didn't. Gotcha. I mean, it's not good that happened to her because she was such a sweetheart. Uh-huh. But essentially what happened is we were tearing off a roof and we kept finding more and more layers. And we wanted to make sure this was totally an error on our part, along with some frustration with the insurance company. But what happened is we tear off the first layer of roof and we find another like tarn gravel layer.
Oh no.
It's such a pain to tear off.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, put a pause on it because she didn't have the money to pay for it. And we wanted to make sure that insurance company was going to take care of it, which is a whole other conversation on which insurance company you actually should choose.
Gotcha.
But this one was not fun to play with. And what happened is they wouldn't pay for the difference for that tear off. And so we said, okay, we want to make sure. So we tarped off the roof, which is normally fine in normal conditions, but in a crazy rainstorm blew through the next day.
Oh.
Even until now, I think her roof was put on last fall. Her roof is done. Insurance is paid for everything. Uh-huh. She's still living in boxes because she had to get everything removed.
Oh.
And I get a call that night from her. Poor lady. She's as nice as can be, but it's water's coming down and she's got buckets catching things. And
oh no.
Like I said, she was a sweetheart. I'm glad it happened to her for our sake, but not for her sake. Mm-hmm. Because anyway, that was the craziest thing that's ever happened. Thankfully, everything's taken care of. And
nice.
We're friends, and she'd still refer us. But
nice. Which is huge, right? Yeah. Referral from that is still big.
Yeah, sweetheart. And we did everything we could after the fact. But anyway, that was probably one of the most craziest I've had to deal with.
Yeah, holy cow. All right, and then finally, real quick, what is the timeline from like, hey, I want to get this new roof to all the way completed? What does that look like with your company?
It depends. There's multiple factors. One, if we're going through insurance, it's mainly on insurance's timetable. But let's say, hey, I'm ready to put on my roof now. The money's there. We got you, weather permitting, 3 to 4 weeks out.
Okay.
More or less. That's usually about the lead time. If there's different circumstances, we can shift things around as needed. Mm-hmm. And then when we get to time of install, it's 1 to 2 days, depending on how steep, how complicated the roof is.
Yeah.
Most of the time, we just rip it off in one, put it on in one.
Wow. That's lightning fast.
Yep. So by the time you're back from work.
Choo, crazy.
Almost like a new roof appeared. And it's cool to hear that from customers.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought it is that fast, but you guys just must have it down to a science, of course. Like take it off and put it back on, just boom.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it before, and thankfully I'm not the one doing it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we've got some solid guys that actually enjoy roofing. It's kind of funny because a lot of them are family. Uh-huh. And even if they're not family, they're friends. And you start hearing the nail gun going, and the next guy starts going a little bit faster.
Oh boy.
A little bit faster. So it's they love doing what they do for the most part.
Yeah.
Even though it is a hard job. So
right.
It's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
You notice those little things.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right. Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for coming on to our podcast. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all the insight about roofs and a lot of stuff that I had never even heard about before. So I'm super excited about that. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for having me.
Yep. All right, everybody. This has been another fun episode. We got Sam Jones from the Roofing Center. I appreciate you and thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll see you next time, and we love you. Later.